All right. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being here. We're so grateful when you show up to this call. We do it every Thursday, and whether you can have your camera, we're so grateful when you show up to this call. Tech problems. Here we go. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. Audio sound was reflecting there. So, what I was saying is, we're so grateful that you're here. And whether you can be on camera with us or not, we appreciate your participation. And this is one of my favorite calls that we do every week. And it's because we get to hear stories, we get to hear from all of you, and we get to talk about our favorite program. So, whether it's month one, month two, year three, wherever you're at in this journey, we absolutely love hearing your progress reports. And we're so glad that you could join us today. So, I first want to take a minute to introduce myself and share my story and why this transformation and community is so meaningful to me. So, my name is Beth Flemming. I have been living this superfood lifestyle here with this community for 6.5 years. And when I first started the program, I was silently suffering from postpartum depletion. And at the time, I considered myself a very healthy individual, eating all organic. I did one-on-one health coaching, so I was, involved in lots of different whole foods and herbal supplements and all the things. And I still found myself in postpartum depletion about a year after my first son was born. So I was a little bit stumped as to what was going on, and surprised that it wasn't talked about more, honestly. And what I found and what I realized is number one, my gut health wasn't as healthy as I thought it was due to everything that we're exposed to on a daily basis, right? One of the main things being glyphosate and different herbicides and pesticides that even if we do eat all organic, they are still pervasive in our society. And the other thing I recognized is the level of soil depletion that is present within our nation, and even around the world. 98% of the soil in America is deemed depleted. And so, on some level, that means a majority of the population is walking around with a level of depletion as well, because we get the nutrients into our body from the soil that then transfers to the food. So I recognized a need to really repair my gut health and also to really be sourcing food outside of the own food I was growing from regenerative soil, from soils that is mineral rich, and, farmers that are focused on putting more back into the soil than they're taking out of them. And so that's when I found Purium and the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And when I started my transformation program, literally within a few days, I started noticing differences of cravings. I was getting my energy levels were increasing, my sleep was getting better. But it was really about 2.5 months into the program that I had a big aha, an awakening in my body, if you will, where, my hair was no longer falling out, my nails were no longer breaking, my mood swings were no longer all over the place. I was definitely getting better, deeper sleep. And overall, just felt this new zest for life and excitement for life. And that's when I really got excited about this program and specifically how it can support other postpartum mothers. But since then, in the last 6.5 years, I've recognized that it can support almost anyone and everyone wherever they're at, because the majority of the population is walking around with some level of depletion, and access to high quality, nutrient dense food isn't as abundant as I would like it to be. And so that's one of our missions here, is spreading this nutrient dense organic food to anyone and everyone so that we can all benefit. And, health is the true wealth. So that's a little bit about my story and why I love this program so much. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So that's where I'm going to start, is what is the ultimate lifestyle transformation that I'm talking about? So it comes in this box that I'm going to unbox for you. And it's basically a 90-day reset. You can go beyond that. Obviously, I've been living it for 6.5 years, but it starts with 90 days. And I want to first say it's not a diet. It's in no way like a starvation program or any of that. It's the opportunity to really gently detoxify and really deeply nourish our bodies and get our health back on track so that we can feel our very best. And if you care about clean ingredients, if you look to eat organic foods, this is absolutely right up your alley. And even if you eat fast food every day and you don't really know where to start, this is also right up your alley because it's super convenient, super affordable, and really anyone can do it. Men, women, old, young, my entire family is on this program from my youngest being 2.5 years old to my mother who's in her 60s, right? And everywhere in between. So, what it breaks down to is it's basically two meal replacements a day of nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown superfoods. And it covers, your breakfast, your lunch. You snack as often as you like, as much as you need. You get to have your own nice dinner. And what that's going to do is it's going to end up saving you time on food preparation. It's going to save you money on going out to eat or even at the grocery stores. And what your meal replacements consist of is gut support, protein, and what we call the power shake, which is like a really nourishing green drink. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like and show you that this here is our biomedic. And this is the thing that really ended up transforming my gut. This is the only clinically proven product on the market. It's an herbal supplement that removes glyphosate. So glyphosate, for those that are new to the concept or the name, is the active ingredient in the herbicide called Roundup. And it is pervasive in our society and across the world. Like 400 billion pounds of glyphosate is sprayed per year globally, which is a lot. So the issue with glyphosate is that it's linked to cancer, infertility, autoimmune, autism, dementia, gluten intolerances, and honestly, the list just goes on and on. So the bad news is like you cannot wash glyphosate off your food. It's in your food. You cannot avoid it because it's now in our waterways, it's in the air we breathe, it's at the parks that they spray it on. And so what we have is a solution to help mitigate that within our bodies, the exposure that we're getting. So this removes glyphosate from the body, and it also helps to reduce our CRP, which is our C-reactive protein, which is the inflammation marker in the body. And most systemic dis-ease in the body starts with inflammation. So the better inflammation response you have, the better your body is able to do what it's meant to do and really function as it's meant to function. So this gut support is incredible. It's truly what helped balance out my moods as well, because our gut is our second brain and really related to our emotional regulation as well as our neurotransmitters. So with Biomedic, many people experience, including myself, a decrease in brain fog, better bowel movements, more energy, better moods, and all the like. And then you're going to get protein because we need our body foundational element of our body is protein. And these are actually amino acids, which are the building blocks for protein. And they are in the physician handbook over in places like Europe. They have a 99% absorption rate. So what that means is that you're assimilating all of the amino acids. Your body is actually using all of it and not producing byproducts or waste that your body has to work on filtering out. So it helps to burn fat, to build muscle. And the older we get, the harder it is to build muscle. And muscle is such a crucial component to the health of our body because it keeps our metabolism balanced as well. So this protein, like I was saying, it puts zero pressure on your kidneys to filter out excess waste. And when you take 5 of them, it's equivalent to like 20 to 30 grams of protein that is very highly absorbable. And basically, the best time, if you're going to go work out, the best time to take these is 20 minutes before, because around that 20-minute mark, all of the amino acids are being utilized by the body. So I have multiple friends on this that have, kidney issues or maybe are on dialysis. Maybe they have one kidney and they actually do really wonderful with this. And these were originally developed to help people who were comatose and bedridden, and so that they wouldn't get muscular atrophy. So these are incredible. As a nursing mother, these are like always in my purse, no matter where I go. So that's your gut support, that's your protein. And now we're going to move on to the power shake. So the power shake, why I love it is like this is eating 6 microgreen salads, superfood salads. And I don't know about you, but I don't have the time to sit down and make six superfood salads. Like I never would do that in one day, but I can drink it in this delicious drink. And all you got to do is add water. We shake it up. You can go on the go as again, as a mom, it's my number one fast food that me and my family enjoy. And mark my words, you'll become addicted to it. I was chatting with a client today and he was like, I don't know what's in this, but I wake up craving it. And to me, it's like sunshine in a glass. It gives us that energy, it gives us that deep nourishment, all those minerals, and it's absolutely delicious. There's no binders, fillers, or additives, sweeteners. The only sweetener in it is what's called lohan berry, which is a natural little red fruit that makes everything taste sweet. So the sweetness comes from fruit. And the beauty of it too is you can play with it. You get this fun little travel blender in your box, and all you got to do is press it twice and it comes on, and you can even blend like a banana in there. Maybe you can add some frozen fruit, non-dairy milk. You get to have fun and play with it. So that's your greens. And then right before bed, you get this amazing apothecary. And this is 100% organic tart cherry juice. And the amazing things about tart cherries is they're the only fruit that has naturally occurring melatonin in them. So it's not a synthetic melatonin, it's not an over-the-counter melatonin that you're getting from an external source. But when you drink this, it actually helps your body to produce more of its own melatonin. And why that's so important is melatonin is what helps us sink into that deep, restful sleep, right? That deep REM sleep. So for me, as you know, I've been either pregnant or breastfeeding for about 8 years. And so my sleep is very scattered. And I wouldn't say that I'm getting more sleep, but when I started this, I instantly noticed that the sleep I was getting was much deeper. And so I wake up feeling more restored, more rejuvenated. If I forget to take this, I definitely notice I feel more groggy in the morning. And this is so supportive of the kidneys, the liver, also helps with inflammation response in the body. It has a really high auric value, lots of antioxidants. So this tart cherry drink is like my favorite nighttime elixir that you get to do at night. And so that's the program right there. Those are all your nutrients that you're going to do. You're going to do them twice a day. The tart cherry, you're just doing it once a day at night. And you can either, do it for breakfast and lunch or whatever 2 meals you want to do. Make one big meal for yourself throughout the day, have your snacks. And when I say snacks, I would say whole foods, like snacking on whole foods throughout the day, ideally fruits, veggies, salads. Doritos, processed food, junk food, not the best. But again, if that's what you have access to, you're really going to benefit by adding this nutrition in. And then the very last element of the transformation is what we call super cleanser. And Super Cleansar is a parasite cleanse, and it's very, very gentle. It's going to help knock out those little buggers that we all have, by the way. And what's going to happen when you start getting rid of parasites and even mold and yeast that's in the body, your brain fog starts lifting, the sugar cravings start dissipating, the sluggishness starts lifting. You start to have more energy. Again, this can even affect our moods. And so everyone can do this. You do it twice during the 90-day cycle. But the only time you would not do it is if you're either breastfeeding or pregnant. And if that's the case, you can just customize your box and you get what's called our cracked cell chlorella. And this is amazing for breastfeeding or pregnant women. It's a blood builder. It helps with healthy cell replication. And so you do that in replacement of the super cleanser. And whoever invited you can help you do that for sure. So, that's the program. You're doing this, you're enjoying it, you're feeling the satiation. And many people ask, like, well, okay, how long should you be on it for and how much does it cost? So, like I said, many of us live on these superfoods, but to get started, we recommend a 90-day starting point. And why 90 days? Because science shows that it takes 90 days to change a habit. So you didn't get into the state you're in overnight. It's not going to change overnight. We're not claiming to be like a miracle pill by any means. The true miracle is our bodies. And when we put the right inputs into it, when we put the right nourishment into it, the right minerals, the vitamins, it's incredible the transformation that can start to happen. So in this box, you're going to get this little graph and it's going to have schedules in there for you. And it's also going to give you this tracker so that you can keep track of your progress throughout your entire journey. Day 3, day 10, day 20, day 30, day 45, on and on and on. You can stick this on your fridge so you can have accountability. It even has like a little checkbox for did you take your power shake today and so on and so forth. And it's really simple to follow and easy to stay accountable with yourself. So then what happens after the 90 days? Like I said, many people will continue on an ultimate lifestyle transformation, and some people might drop to what we call our maintenance, which is ingesting these same nutrients, but just once a day. So one meal replacement a day. And if if you don't really want to go on maintenance again, like I said, we can continue on and we can adjust and do add-ons and whoever invited you here will definitely talk more specifically about your goals so that you can really tailor it to your best benefit. And then how much does it cost? So for your first month, it's a little less than $13 a day, which is definitely incredible for two organic superfood meals. I don't know about you guys, but I can't even get one organic meal where I live anywhere. I was looking at the McDonald's sign the other day, had a sign up about a Happy Meal, and it was more than $13. So for this quality of nutrition, it's really an amazing price, or you get the most bang for your buck, I should say. And then when your second box comes, it actually is going to be reduced by $30 because your first box comes with enough parasite cleanse for the entire 30 days. So your next two boxes are going to be a little bit cheaper. And then if you decide to drop to the maintenance, that's about $7 a day. So whoever invited you to the call, like I said, they'll have a call with you. They'll talk to you. They'll call you before your second box ships so that you can talk about any adjustments or how things are going, and check on you during your experience. And so the other thing that I want to mention really quickly is there is the option to customize the box. So you can do all power shake and or you can customize it with the dark berry protein. And so when I get my ULT box, I get 2 bags of this and 2 bags of power shake. Personally, I love the dark berry protein because of the way it supports collagen production in the body. It's got things like lion's mane in there for brain health. It's got additional protein. It's really supportive of the endocrine system. So you can also kind of have fun with your box and mix it up depending on your desires and your needs. And one other thing that I always add to my ULT is the pineal clear. And when you add this to the apothecary at night, it is the best nighttime elixir. My dreams have been so vivid ever since starting this. And this has herbs in it, Ayurvedic herbs that work on the pineal gland, which helps with our intuition, which helps with our clarity, our subconscious processing, and just brain health in general. So I always have to add that in because I really never get a ULT without this. So we have lots of other add-ons depending on what your main goals are, that you can look at, but that's one of my favorites. So honestly, I'm really thrilled for you to get started, and whoever invited you, just know they invited you to this call because they're excited for you to start this journey. And what I'd really like for you guys to hear next is some folks who've been on this transformation and for you to get to hear some of what they've experienced themselves by taking in this nourishment, gently detoxing their bodies, and getting this restoration on a very deep level. So whoever is here that's already got started on their journey that wants to share, I would love if you just raise your hand, your electronic hand, or wave at me, and come on and share your story. I ask that we do keep the shares to under 30 seconds or about 30 seconds, so there's time for everyone. And please refrain from using words like cure, heal, and reverse. But with that being said, who would like to share their story? We'd love to hear from you. All right, Shelby.
Hi, guys. Mary Beth, thank you so much for unboxing this for us. I have actually been on my Purium lifestyle for almost a year, coming up on my 1 year anniversary. And one thing that continues to amaze me is that the health transformation it doesn't seem to end. Um, I'm still finding new health benefits. For example, I've noticed the white spots on my fingernails have started to go away since, being able to absorb all the vital nutrients. And for myself, before I got started on this journey, I didn't actually know I needed the support. And luckily, a friend kind of brought it to my attention that I was struggling with postpartum depletion. And I think a lot of moms can relate to that. We just kind of get used to it. It feels like the norm, the lack of sleep and forgetting to feed ourselves and just everything that goes into motherhood. So I was also doing all the things. I was eating organic, I was hydrated, I was active, I was doing all the things I thought, but I didn't know anything about glyphosate. I honestly had never really thought about my gut health. And so, or regenerative farming. And these things were being introduced to me for the first time. And so, when I got started on this, I was really excited to share these products with my clients first. I didn't quite know what to anticipate for myself. And within the first week, I started to notice my brain fog was decreasing. And I didn't even realize I was struggling with it so much until it started to go away. My thoughts were getting clearer. My energy was out of the roof. And also, I noticed that I had some inflammation my body was holding on to, that my face was less puffy, my hair was getting thicker. And it's just been, yeah, a really beautiful journey. And you said earlier on this call, Mary Beth, you pretty much live on these Purium superfoods. And I remember that same friend was saying that to me. And I was like, what do you mean? And now I get it. I've been on the full ULT kit for almost a year now. And yeah, these foods are a staple in my home, my client's home, and they continue to elevate our life.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Shelby. And, when we have those white spots on our nails, it actually means mineral depletion. And so it's incredible to start to see those things clearing up. And I also love just like how we can always reach new levels of health, right? And that's what this transformation has really showed me, whether people are coming in not really caring much about their health at all and just getting started, or have been on a health journey for a long time, there's always new levels of vibrancy, and this body truly is a miracle, and the way that it continues to repair and restore and just, yeah, allow us to access that vibrant health. So I'm so glad it's going so well for you. And I love that you share your story with so much like excitement and zest. So thank you. Katrine, would you like to come share?
Hi, my name's pronounced Katrin, and I echo what you, Mary, and Mary Beth, and Shelby have said as well. I experienced a number of symptoms due to food sensitivities before I came to the Purium products, and I was had inflammation around my face initially. As well as and other patches in my body, like a contact dermatitis kind of hive sort of experience. And I also was experiencing some burning in my right leg, and only there. And I know the like peripheral nervous system is related to liver toxicity. So I just recognized that it had to be food related. And ultimately, I wound up with heart palpitations, and which when I decided I better go to the emergency room. It was like a weekend and I couldn't have access to my own doctors. So, in all of the testing that they did on me in the emergency room, they couldn't find anything, and I knew that it had to be food related. And then I just sort of did a prayer, and like I need some kind of cleanse. I'd never really done cleansing before. I'd done some intermittent fasting, but my friend Rajni reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm using these products. Would you like to learn a bit more?" And I said, "Absolutely." And since I've been using them now, I just finished about a week and a half ago. I finished the ULT, and I'm continuing on the maintenance, and some days two shakes, some days one, just listening to my body and getting a sense of what it needs. And but all of those symptoms are gone, and as you all have echoed already, my vibrancy, my vitality, deep, deep, rich sleep, really wild, fabulous dreams that I can actually remember, and which is really a wonderful benefit. And I I just feel like I'm more focused and clear, which allows me to be more productive in a day. And I'm not, with the ADD sort of mind all over the place. I can stay on task. And it's really impacted my creative life as well. And also in ways that I didn't anticipate in terms of, well, I would say with the community that I'm, aligned with here. And I just find like my whole heart is starting to open in ways that it has really been transformational on so many different levels.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. And it's how do I pronounce your name again? I want to say it right.
Katrin.
Katrin. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing your journey with us. And I love that you speak to the creative side too, because we don't realize how much food impacts so many different aspects of our lives, even like our relationships. And it's amazing how many creative juices I've noticed coming forth to me too since being on the program too. And just, I truly consider these foods like love foods. I really do. Like there's just this opening and this expansion that happens as we start nourishing our bodies on such a deep level. And it's one of the biggest acts of self-care we can do, right? Self-love we can do. And I think our body feels that when we're deeply nourishing and then we're able to give more of that and receive more of that. So really glad you're here and thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Justine, we'd love to hear from you.
Hey, I love hearing everybody shares and like how relatable it all is. Like the dreams with the pineal clear and the cherry. Like my dad passed last year, and like I get to remember my dreams, and he's almost in them like every single night, and that has been one of the most comforting things through grief. So just to share that little bit, and another thing that you guys were just talking about is creativity, like and the energy in general. Like I usually come on here and talk about my daughter and her you know, testimony or story, but I'm going to talk about myself today. For the first time, I'm going to make it about me, which that this Purium journey has, I mean, I've been on like a living foods journey for a while, but Purium is really teaching me and helping me like understand that I really am part of the bigger picture, and my family's like, I have to be good. And I've been really good to myself and keeping up with my shakes. And I really think it's getting me through some hard times that we're going through as a family right now. Just being able to like have my head on straight and not giving into, emotions and reactions. Because my response is my responsibility. Like for my, like I have to take action or take ownership of my actions. And like Purium has really kept my head on straight for me through these last couple months. They've been kind of rough. So grateful in a lot of ways for my creativity and that's coming like shining through from my personal business. I am a microgreen farmer, and I cannot eat 6 microgreen salads a day, by the way, just for the record. So yeah, it's just been a game changer. And I was like Mary Beth said, I was doing all the things like, but it really makes a difference. Like I was juicing a ton and I felt great and I lost a ton of weight over a few years, but like really getting, I was juicing the stuff at the grocery store. I wasn't supporting a regenerative farmer. And when you move to regeneratively farmed foods, like you definitely feel a difference. You really do. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for celebrating yourself, Justine, and sharing your wins. I love that. And I love your daughter's wins too. But speaking to that piece of like the consistency of the program too, I think sometimes when we implement that in our life, that can also trickle into other aspects of our life that help with more stability and everything. So there's definitely like a rhyme and a reason to the way that this program is formulated and the consistency of it and the schedule and things because it trickles out into other aspects of our life. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I'm excited to hear more about your creativity that's flowing through you as well. So keep coming.
Thank you.
So great. Well, we have time for one or two more shares. Does anybody want to share their experience? All right. Well, Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And, I absolutely love hearing all the stories of success and the wins and, oh, Gabby, you wanna share yours real quick? Let's do that.
I'll just do a real quick one because it just every week it just keeps happening. I just had trouble raising my hand, sorry. Yeah, my husband is now he has been suffering from bipolar and OCD since he was 20, and he's been on heavy medications, and so now it's been going great. We are on our fifth month, and now he's off of all his medications, and it's been going wonderful. And I thought, oh, maybe by year one or maybe by, year two, we'll see where we're at, because he's suffered from this so long, and it's just wonderful that he has his mood is steady no matter what happens. It's his relationships are now starting to grow again, because the medicines just totally cut you off from being able to have relationships, especially with yourself too. And so it's just wonderful to see. It's like I'm meeting somebody new again after 14 years of being married. And so this has been a prayer that has definitely been answered. And my son too, he's got autism, high functioning autism and ADHD, and he's doing wonderful. And we're working on diet changes more and more, and he's loving it. I mean, we're able to pretty much go vegan, and it's wonderful. I love it because that's just me naturally. And yeah, and I just feel so good. Our family dynamic is changing to one of from walking on eggshells every day to, ah, we can breathe, we can enjoy, we get to smile at each other and talk. So, and just so grateful.
Oh, thank you for sharing
Mhm.
that with us, Gabby. And that's
Mhm.
really, really profound. And I'm so happy for you. And the fact that you're seeing your husband in a new light, like how refreshing, right? I'm so happy for you guys. And I mean, that is our philosophy with Purium is again, we're not like a starvation or you have to get rid of this, that, da, da, da kind of thing. It's more about subtraction by addition. So just add more of the good in, just keep consistent, keep adding the goodness in. And then naturally we start to see the things that aren't serving us start to fade away. Whether for your husband, it's amazing to hear that he's able to go back, get back on, or not get back on, but decrease the amount of medication and whatever that may be for someone, whether it's processed foods or whatever it is. So really happy for you, Gabby, and I'm just excited for you and your family to continue the journey and see where you are in 6.5 years. So thank you for sharing that last share. All right, well, friends, that will conclude our call for today. And, we are here every Thursday, same time, same place. So please come back, share your progress reports with us, invite friends who you want to be on this journey with you, family members that you feel like could benefit. And if you have any additional questions, we can stay on I'll stop the recording and we can stay on for a little Q&A. But you can also always get back to the person who invited you here. They're like your go-to person. They're going to help you order your transformation pack. They're going to be checking in on you. They're going to help you answer your questions, align this program with your goals, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much for being here, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone.